Here we are, another box of old comic books ready to be graded. And once again, as always, I have no idea what is in this box. So if you like looking at and talking about old comic books, well, stick around. We're going to have some fun. This is the channel for you. Hey there, Bobby. Welcome to Shanghai. My name is Duke, and this is an unboxing video. So, as always, I'll be going through the box of comics that you see here. I'm grading them for sale on eBay under the username .com Comics. Always recommend that you also watch the channel Sell My Comic Books. They do the unboxing there when the collections first come in. That is the first step in the process. Most of the books go on eBay either in multi-book lots or as singles, raw singles, and those are the ones that end up here on my desk. And of course, the reason I do these videos is I just have so much fun opening these boxes, breaking into them, and discovering what's in there. It's usually a mix of all kinds of different things, and just kind of takes me back to those old newsstand days back in the 70s when you just never knew what you were going to find. So please do like, share, subscribe, do all of those things if you enjoyed this video. Go ahead and give me a big thumbs down and leave nasty comments if you don't like this video. That's fine too. You do what you feel you need to do. That's okay. So anyway, let's get right into it. And we'll take a look here at what we've got with a little help from Mordru the Merciless and Blackhawk. I'm a big fan of Blackhawk. Always have been since the well, I think my fandom all stems from the Markovania Dan Spiegel run back in the early to mid 80s. That was just a fantastic run of stories. Wasn't that long lived, about what, 20 issues or so, but it was really a great run. And so I love these old Silver Age Blackhawks, even the super goofy superhero run. And it cracks me up. Like, it's like, what are these all over Chuck's pajamas? His costume, which really looks like pajamas. Well, they're little ears because he is the listener. It's just the goofiest thing. But I really do like Blackhawk. Here they are back in their more traditional role as military heroes. And they also fought monsters. DC never seemed to quite know what to do with the Blackhawks, but boy, they sure kept them alive all the way up into almost the 70s. I think they bought the title from Quality Comics 1956 with issue number 108, and they kept it going really right up until about 68, 69. And they had all kinds of iterations and costumes and different things. They never seemed to know exactly what to do with the book. But by golly, it must have sold well enough that they kept it going. Here's more of that superhero stuff. And I always love the go-go checks. More of the superheroes. That costume cracks me up. So there you go. Let's see what else we've got. Maybe we've got some more Blackhawk here. Like I said, I never know what's in these boxes. This is when they returned after the superhero, the failure of their superhero career. They went back to military and actually went back to World War II. There's some more. And I believe, is this? No, this one right here. Is that the last one? No, yes, actually, this is the last. 243, I believe, is the last of the original run. Then they came back for 244 to 249 in the 70s. Right around 76, 77, DC revived a lot of things, all of which only lasted about a year or so until. And then, Blackhawk was brought back with issue 250 for that run with, as I mentioned, Markovania and Dan Spiegel that lasted until 273, I think it was. Here is some Our Army at War, Sergeant Rock. And the war books do pretty well for us, surprisingly. And they're hard to find in high grade. Most of what we get for war books comes in mid-grade or even less. And I think that's just because they were not, actively collected by fanboys in quite the same way that the superhero books were. The war books, the westerns, they tended to be, purchased more by the casual readers. You know, what can you say? You know, they loved them, they read them, and you know, that's what a comic book is for, in my opinion. So you know, you can't fault that. 193, 198. Joe Kubert, very distinctive style. Here's issue number 200, 210, 231. You know, it's funny, DC kept the title Our Army at War for quite a long time. You'd think they would have changed it over to Sergeant Rock earlier than they did, but it really wasn't until the mid-70s that they changed it over. But as I recall, all of these issues are pretty much just Sergeant Rock. There's nothing else going on. Oh, look at this. Now we've got some Forever People. There's number 2. And I've said in previous videos, I never really thought a lot of the Fourth World Saga. You know, I know that it's legendary, but I tend to believe the legend is a little overblown. GI Combat. And that is actually a title that DC also bought from Quality, just like Blackhawk. I believe the first DC issue was number 44. Here's the Teen Titans, Lilith. Teen Titans was one of my favorite titles when I was a kid. Of course, the title was canceled and then brought back in the 70s, much like Blackhawk was, and lasted not much longer. Challengers, now that's another thing that I love, and it's another thing that, you know, after a certain point, DC didn't really seem to know what to do with it, but boy, it just kept on chugging along. But just like Blackhawk, it doesn't really do that well as a back issue unless it's really high grade. Maybe the first 20 or 30 issues of the Challengers do okay. But after that, they've got to be fairly high grade. I mean, these books you're looking at, these will go for maybe $5 or $6 each, I would assume. Maybe 7 or 8. A lot less than you would expect. And so if I was smart, oh, look at this, Captain Action. Now, are you familiar with Captain Action? That is actually a toy from the mid to late 60s. And the deal with Captain Action is that he came with all of these different costumes. So you could change him into, you know, a scuba diver, what? I don't know. I don't actually know what some of the costumes were, other than I believe the Lone Ranger and Batman were some of his costumes. So that must have messed with a lot of kids' heads back then. You know, Captain Action is Batman? No, Batman is Bruce Wayne. I don't get it. There's some more. This series only lasted like 5 issues. I think it was written by Jim Shooter. AB, that's Action Boy. And now we've got some Lois Lanes. And this is towards the end of her Silver Age run, actually getting into the Bronze Age, the 15 centers, and her woman's lib era. Maybe, well, although she's still kind of all about wanting to get married, maybe we're going to have that infamous I Was Curious Black issue in here. That would be awesome. Here's this Schaffenberger, Kurt Schaffenberger art. The Unexpected. Number 105. I think that's the last issue. Not 100% sure. Ooh, Beneath the Planet of the Apes. Now that's a fun book. Iron Man 44. No idea who that guy is. Well, he's the Night Phantom, I guess, isn't he? Conan number 10. Still with the Barry Windsor Smith art. Not sure how long he actually lasted. Not too long. Number 45 of Iron Man. The Atom with the Hawkman. Number 31, I think. Was it 44, 45, where they changed over? The Atom and Hawkman titles were merged into one book. Here's some more Lois Lane. Motorbiking her way. An 80-page giant, and it's in It looks like it's in pretty good shape. I'll have to take these out of the bags to do the actual grading, but that one looks pretty decent. Here's another marriage one. What percentage of Lois Lane covers had her in a wedding dress, do you think? I should probably do that stat. I bet you it's better than 30 or 40%. More Adam, number 25. This is a good little DC box, isn't it? Number 17. And the thing about the Atom, which is kind of the thing about Ant-Man, it's like, 80% of the perils that he is in on his covers, it's like, if you just grow to normal size, that's not an issue anymore. Zatanna. This is what, number 19? 22. Here's some Conan, number 12. Number 14, Elric. Captain America, I think, 144. So I think this is the first one with the classic costume, the one I think of as his real costume, because that's the one he wore in the Mego action figure I had as a kid. But as I recall, that cover first appeared, the costume first appeared up here in the logo only, not inside, but just up here in the logo on one issue, and then it was the next issue that the costume actually appeared on the cover and in the book. I think this is the first one with that costume. Here's some more Captain America and the Falcon. That's 145, 147. Some Red Skull action. Look at that. Can you see that red there? Get that a lot. That is the, well, you probably won't be able to see it on the edge here, but that is the distributor paint. When the distributors first started doing that, painting the top or bottom as a code to tell them when to take the book off the stands, you'd often get that paint all over the book. It would spill over. It took them a long time to really nail that down. There's a Submariner for you. Although his head doesn't really look right. Does it to you? I'm not sure who did this cover, but that's kind of an anatomical implausibility. See, now here we go. With the Legion flight ring and the Mordru. I'm going to like this book. This is Superboy number 147. Legion had been around for decades at this point. Well, they debuted in 1958, and this is, I think, 68? 68, so a decade, and this is their first origin story. So that's the book that's got the origin story of the Legion, the now famous Brand incident. Looks like we get a little spine split up there, but that's a good book. There's another Superboy 80-page giant. Dr. Solar, Man of the Atom, the original gold key version. I don't know why he's green. Was he always green? Huh, that was weird. There's a Jimmy Olsen 80-page giant. And a Superman 80-page giant. This one, actually, see, this one is actually 80-page giant. This one is an issue of Jimmy Olsen, see number 95. So the 80-page giants, it was its own series, and it only lasted like 15 or 16 issues, and after that, they changed it over, so they did the 80-page giant format as special issues of different series at DC. So that's something, as a collector to sort of be careful of, because somebody will tell you that they've got in their collection Superman number 6. And you'll get all excited, and what they've actually got is 80-page giant number 6. So you've got to be careful of things like that. Secret Six. Now that's an interesting series. What do we got here? 3, 4. I've got the whole run. I will actually package that up as a 5. 6 has got some issues. I would package this up as a complete run because it's only 7 issues. But it looks like we're missing the first couple, unless they are in this next bundle. But I don't think they are. Ooh, what do you think of that? Thunder Agents. There's some Wally Wood action. That's a big, it's why it seems so big, because there's 2 of them. So that is Thunder Agents number 1. Holy crap. And that's in good condition. You know, for some reason, we get in Thunder Agents, and they're always beat to hell. I don't know why that is, but these are warped for some reason. But I mean, if you got one of these books, there's no color breaks. You could press that right out. I don't know why it's warped like that. Maybe somebody had rolled it at some time, stuck it in their pocket. There's another 80-page giant, and again, this is it's an actual issue of Lois Lane, number 68. Action Comics 360 with the Supergirl board game. And it's a Legion cameo, so that's good for me. World's Finest, 179. We're starting to get down to the bottom of the box. Ooh, the Spectre. I forget which issues had Neil Adams art, but some of them were Neil Adams. There's number 8. Number 6. Number 4, that one's definitely Neil Adams' cover anyway. Not Brand Eck, number 1. This doesn't do well. Number 1 sells okay. The rest of the series, you really have to put in on lots. People don't seem to want it as a single. Don't know why, but it doesn't go for enough that it's worth selling as a single, except for the first issue, and really only in, mid-grade or better. Another Our Army at War. Ooh. So this is actually an issue of Adventure Comics, number 403. This is a favorite issue of mine. It's all Legion reprints, but there is some new material in it. There is costume designs sent in by the fans. Now, I don't think DC would do that today because of, feared or presumed or actual legal liability. But certainly they did it then, and a few of the costumes that are in here, the fan designs, did end up actually being used. I think Saturn Girls was probably the only one that was used to any great extent. And some of them are pretty heinous, but that's a cool issue. Marvel Feature presents the Defenders, number 3. So that's the third appearance of the Defenders. Here's a king-size special Thor. More Thunder Agents. This is issue 5. I've never known why nobody's ever really been able to make a go of the Thunder Agents. Not even DC, when DC did them. And I don't know why that is, because, I don't know, they just seem to me to be very cool and ready-made for a neat little universe. But nobody has ever seemed to really make a go of it. What is this? This is DC Special. Viking Prince, that's probably all reprints, although it's a 60s book. Strangest Sports Stories. I mentioned the mystery boxes, and I did see somebody do a video of an unboxing, and they got a Strangest Sports Stories in it. They weren't impressed. They didn't know what to make of it, for one thing, but they weren't impressed. And to me, that's super cool. Like, I would have liked that. I mean, they had other superhero stuff in there, and but that was an early 70s book in pretty decent shape, but they were unimpressed. So it takes all types, I guess. Enemy Ace. Some more Enemy Ace and Star Spangled Comics, which eventually gave way to the Unknown Soldier rather than Enemy Ace. New Gods number 3. I think that's the first Black Racer. That's the goofiest thing ever. Why would a god need skis? And I guess it's just because, the Silver Surfer had been so cool and such a thing that Kirby thought, well, skis are, that's what the next big thing will be. Mr. Miracle number 2, and that's in pretty good shape. And there's Spectre number 9. And this next batch looks like it's going to be it. This is the bottom of the box. What have we got? Ooh, Metamorpho. Number 17, that is the last issue of that series. Number 16. It's often said that Metamorpho, like Black Lightning, refused membership in the Justice League, but that's not true. He was a reserve member. They never used him, but he did accept reserve membership. But whenever they had a book with all the members of the Justice League, They'd have even the Phantom Stranger, but they would forget Metamorpho. Oh, look at that, number 1. Now in his own magazine. Metamorpho would be, I think, perfect for a series from Scholastic to kind of teach science and chemistry, an educational comic. That is a reprint. At this point in the series, it was doing reprints. DC Special, 13 shock ending stories. So there you go. This is the M. Night Shyamalan special. And here is the Carmen Infantino, all Infantino issue. So that's cool. But that's it. That is that box. So I hope you enjoyed looking at those books. Again, those are all going to end up on eBay once I get done the grading. So you can look at the .com comics username. Probably within a week or two, you will see those going live. But if you got anything you want to say about any of those books, then please do leave a comment below. Otherwise, and until next time, goodbye, good luck, and please be good to each other.